Oh hey, it downloaded in time. At least in time for me. Probably gonna be up late today. Oh well. I know I said I was good at making decisions. Which, I mean, I'm fucking horrible at making decisions. But hey, I'm gonna be waking up tomorrow an hour later than I did today. So that's already a plus, in my books at least. So anyways, welcome back to the Wildland. My name is Beast, and today we're back with 9-9, episode 3 this time. I've literally just finished episode 2, like, maybe half an hour ago. And here I am. It managed to download quickly enough for me to feasibly do another episode. First off, this is something I'm gonna try to make a habit of. Before you go further into this video, go ahead and check out 9-9 on Steam and on, I believe, Sekai Project's website. There should always also be a R18 patch available on that website. And this is basically something I need to make a habit of, because I'm already bad enough that I would continuously forget to put the link to where you can find the game in the description below. Because basically what I do is every time I upload, I have like the description basically set to be a specific thing, and then I just add a little comment, and that's basically it. I know I should put the link there, but I swear to God, I would forget so quickly. So I just need to make it a habit to, at least in the very first game of the very first part of the series, to just say, hey, go ahead, check out the game, maybe buy it, show both the publishers and the actual developers some love. And yeah, I really need to start getting used to that. Well, that reminds me, someone asked me if I could at the end of episode 2 pull out some theories about what's gonna happen. And now here I am. Whoops. Honestly, God, I don't know what to think right now. It does sound like Yuichi's gonna take on a more active role in this game. So that'll be interesting. Also, something that happens that I was recommended an artist. Anyways, just to like showcase, basically I've been linked an artist on Skeb that I might commission for this, and the problem is though that the pictures that are being shown off for that are just anime girls, so I don't know how it will translate if I just put a picture of this hairy ass nerd in front of them. Like, can you like draw that as anime, but give him a glass of booze in his one hand and a goddamn raven sitting on his other, while also utawarumo no ear, like decoy ears just to show the fucking absolute addiction I have to that series at this point. For those wondering, the whole Raven. Basically, the Raven thing is just a reference to Bosquor's stream, because that's hilarious, honestly. Also, things have kind of broken out into chaos now, because I mentioned that apparently someone drew just to mess with me decided, okay, I'm gonna like draw. He's gonna like draw me but like in like a typical female teacher. Like a typical female teacher attire. Just not even like gender bent me, just me with full bearded glory. Just on a female teacher body. And like they still haven't shown it to me, so I can't be sure that they actually drew it. But I am morbidly curious. Like I know I'm going to regret seeing that the moment I do. But it's like it's kind of like a car crash. You just kind of can't look away. Anyways, let's just get going before it's getting too late. New game! Yes, I haven't installed the R18 patch for this one yet. Couldn't have really, since I literally just downloaded this. Scarcely half a month has passed since the new term began and I began the second year. And this has been perhaps the most eventful 15 days of my entire life. It all started at the festival. A while back, there was an anime called Mobius Rain Sacrifice. Shiro Matsukawa had sponsored tourism in the area. Showed a probable plot based on local folklore. Left a big impression. A small group. Most people regarded them as oddballs. Oddball show that went in anime history as a complete failure. It's unclear whether bigwigs behind the regional sponsorship deal are clueless to that fact or simply aren't willing to admit it. It's been 2 years since the anime aired, and so we had the second annual Mobius Festival. Emphasis attempted to some monitor the anime. We know this. Fortunately, an earthquake happened, or rather, things were getting started. Happened right as things were getting started, putting it abrupt end to the festivities. To make matters worse, you had a namesake treasure, location permanently in the anime, White Serpent's relic, gate open to parallel dimensions. I wish I was joking, but no, it really happened. And for that reason, I found a statue that turned out to be a petrified human. That was the start of my surreal half-month. Oh, there we go. The Max the Toxin Academy set ablaze using some strange power. Superpower extinguish source of flames. Parallel worlds Vitia. The story. The little. All these incidents have been caused by notice artifacts, spilled, ordinary jewelry. We know all of this. Still haven't caught the murderer, yeah, but it happens there'll be even more innocent victims. Worse, if other villains appear, they might spur the use of the evil eye to commit even greater. I've teamed up with Kujo to catch the culprit. And the first course of action has been to look for trustworthy users to win over their cause. I figured searching for allies would take some time, but to my surprise, we found another user pretty easily. Turns out my sister Soda, of all people, is a user too. I never expected someone that close to me would be wrapped up in all this. By the way, before you mention anything, I still haven't technically gotten official the official go-ahead from Palette, but I did get basically a go-ahead from Sekai Project. They just said to not include opening, ending, and insert songs. So while this could potentially get me in trouble if Palette decided that they do not like this, I'll probably at least have Sekai Project on my side. I hope. Anyways. Grew my sister Mobius anime, and they look like they fit the bill. And of course, I got the third year from my school, who's always surrounded by Haramadoos. Her popularity is unnatural, and her overbearing, regal demeanor is pretty similar to the person called Queen of Eden we found on the forum. We thought that that was a pretty good chance she was another user, so we decided to investigate her. Fortunately, things didn't go quite as planned. Soda, whose ability is perfect for covert ops, offered to tail Kozak for us. But then she got caught by Kozak's comrades. They introduced themselves as Rigveda and invited us to join the organization. Their leader is a guy called Commander, and his goal is to create a paradise for users. He said that in order to achieve that goal, he was willing to kill if necessary. Naturally, there was no way I'd cooperate with a guy like that to refuse his invitation. He didn't like that one bit.
そうか。ならば、君たちは敵だな。
And thus he declared war on us. It was a dicey situation. None of our artifacts were suited for fighting. But we couldn't afford to let a man as dangerous as Commander run free. Just as we'd resolved to fight. Yeah, we've literally seen all of this already. It has been that long that I would need a refresher. Yeah, fuck off. There was that was the parting remark of one of the Rigveda members left for me as she parted. Unwilling to be outdone, but on the Chuni scale, Yuki went on to create the Valhalla Society to fight Rigveda, and we ended up becoming a part of it. We're pretty certain the evil eyes user, the one who turned that poor girl to stone, is one of the Rigveda members. As a fellow user, it's my responsibility to stop them. I resolve renewed, I go to bed. Now we fucking go. Sora rifles through her bag. It's the day after our run-in with Rigveda. Sora must have felt bad about getting caught, since she looks pretty despondent. She looked pretty despondent last night. That probably didn't help that Ghost threatened her like that either. Hell, I'm still pissed off about that too. But right now we need to be careful. There's no telling when those guys might try and attack us. Sora closes her bag and gets to her feet.
遅刻するよ。
まだそんなに遅くないだろ
う。急ぎたくないじゃん。準備できてるならもう行こうよ。
はい。
Urged on by Sora, I sling my bag over my shoulder and head to the front door.
行くよ。
おい、わかったって。
Sora grabs me by the arm and pulls me outside before I even have time to finish putting my shoes on.
おー、いい天気。
なんだよ、くっつくなよ。
いいじゃん、照れんなよ。
I don't trust you anymore after episode 2.
うっぜ。
おい、今小声でなんつった？おい。
I disentangle myself from Sora and we start walking to school. It looks like she's still not over the events from yesterday, and now I'm the one who has to suffer for it. She hasn't left my side since waking up. She even tried to go to the bathroom with me. Talk about moronic. Oh no, something tells me that wasn't because she was scared still.
お昼買ってくよね。
あ
あ。私の分も買っ。
わない。
くそ。
We've seen that scene as well. Yeah, I grabbed drinks. Even though we left home early, we still ran into the one person I really didn't want to see.
おっと。
Sora stops in her tracks. Kozuki is standing in the middle of the sidewalk as though she's waiting for someone. For once, she doesn't have her boy toys with her.
行くぞ。
あ、うん。
There's no point in standing around glaring at each other. I also feel like we'd be giving in if we detoured around her, so I decided to just walk straight past her. As we brush by, Kozuka looks like she wants to say something to us, but I only spare her a brief glance, so I can't be sure. Chalking it up to my imagination, I resolutely keep going. However, Kozuka runs to catch up with us. She dashes past us and sadly waits a short distance ahead. She's looking straight at us. But I keep pretending I'm imagining things and walk past her again. However, I'm deterred. She runs past us once more. This time she meets my gaze. She looks like she's gathering her courage to say something.
なんすかね。
俺たちに用があるみたいだが。
声かけた方がいいんでしょうか。
そうしないと延々と繰り返すことになりそうだな。
Sighing, we stop in front of Kosaka.
なんか用っすか。
Kosaka averts her gaze and takes a few steps back. You're the one who wanted to talk to us, so what's with the wimpy attitude? Well, I guess I am acting a bit confrontational. Right now she's in her timid personality, not her empress one. Take a deep breath to calm myself, then ask her
何か
again.
用があるんですよね。
She steps up to Soda, pushes something into her hands, and runs off. What is with that girl?
なんなの？
手紙か？
あ、ぽいけど、ラブレタ
一瞬俺も思っちゃったけど、なわけないよな。
ー？だよね。なんだろう。
読んでみれば？
あー、兄やん開けて！
なんで？
カミソリとか入ってたら怖い。
さすがにそんな陰湿なことしないだろ
Sighing, I take the envelope and cautiously break the seal. There's no erasers inside, just a neatly folded piece of paper. Pull it out and fold it and skim the contents.
やっぱお前宛てだな。
マジでラブレター？
読めばわかる。
怖い。読んでよ。
自分で読め。
I push the letter into Soda's hands. Reluctantly, she starts reading.
昨日はごめんなさい。私では止められませんでした。謝罪文？
みたいだな。
よければ連絡くださいって ID まで書いてある。話したいことあるって。
どうすんだ？
どうすんだって、どうすればいいの？
明確に敵対しているわけだし、無視もありだとは思うが。代わりに俺から連絡してみてもいいし。
でも、本気で謝ろうとしてたら、それ失礼じゃない？
妙に律儀だな、お前。
昨日、高坂先輩だけは心配してくれてたんだよね。話してあげたらとか言ってくれてたし。
ああ、そういえばそうか。
だから、ちょっと私、連絡取ってみる。
Stop, Soda? That's difference.
いや、やっぱり俺が代わりに連絡する。
別に大丈夫だと思うけどな。
It is gonna be a problem, because if he doesn't, then you will, and then we'll end up in your route again, which we don't want. You see? There's no need for us to know about your creepy spank bank. We don't need to know.
I'm
gonna keep like roasting her like that. You're gonna have to forgive me for this.
だから俺がする。
じゃあお願いしよっかな。
ああ。
ひひ、シスコンね。心配性だな、兄やんは。
Irony. Big irony.
心配しちゃ悪いか。
真面目に返されるのは想定外だった。
昨日あんなことがあったばかりだしな。心配してねえよバーカとか言ってる場合じゃないだろ。
へへ。じゃあお願いします。
ああ。
Take the letter from Soda and slip it into my pocket. Even if Kosaka was the only one who tried to help Soda, she still agreed to join a group that condones murder. That's something I can't overlook. Her apology might not be sincere, you know. I won't know for sure until I talk to her.
なんかめっちゃシリアスな顔してる。調子狂う。
気にすんな。行くぞ。
ニーニー、実は結構あの人たちにキレてる？
ああ、めちゃくちゃな。
シスコンね。ダメだ、冗談通じないレベルでガチギレしてる。私が言うのもなんだけど、さっきみたいにいきなり喧嘩腰はダメだよ。先輩だけほんと優しかったから、ほんと。
わかった。気をつけるよ。
絶対だよ。ニーヤンが危ない目に遭うのも嫌だし、クールにね、クールに。
わかったわかった。
Sighing, I relax my tense expression a bit. Really, there's no point in me getting pissed. I don't even know what my artifact does, and I'm stuck relying on everyone else to bail me out. It'd be lame if I let my anger get the better of me and land me in hot water. I've got to be as calm as possible when talking to Kosaka. You start showing Sora I can be a reliable older brother.
Hi. 数学の宿題プリント回収しますよ。後ろから前に回して。
You know, like very big emphasis on the brother part, because we're not letting her start shit this time. So homeroom drones on, I take my phone out from under the desk and surreptitiously glance at the screen. I've already added Kozaka's ID to my contacts, so I can message her anytime. Honestly, there's no real need to rush, but I want to put Sora's worries to rest as soon as possible. That being said, I have no idea what message I should send her. Sora did say not to be too confrontational, so... Got it. Good morning, I'm Sora's brother. I realize you want to apologize to Sora, but she's still a little worried about talking to you. So I'm contacting you in her stead. That's a good enough introduction, I think. It's still pretty confrontational, isn't it? I'm basically saying I don't trust her. What's a nice way of saying this? I'm sorry for being so aggressive this morning. Thank you for trying to help Sora last night. If I had that sounds nice, alright? Fuck! Now I just sound like I'm a syscon. Whatever, let's just hit send. Who cares about what anyone thinks? Barely a second after I tap the message red check mark shows up. Kozaka must have been staring at her phone this whole time, waiting for a message. Her reply comes almost instantly. Good morning, this is Haruka Kozaka. I'm sorry, I should have realized she'd still be wary of me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made such a shameless request. That's 2 I'm sorry's in 2 sentences. I'm kind of feeling guilty for doubting her now. She sent a follow-up message while I'm still trying to figure out how to reply. I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. I couldn't stop those two, even though I wanted to. All I could do was worry. That's strange. Something about her phrasing catches my attention. She said she couldn't stop them. Does that mean... Quickly tap out a reply. Could it be that you actually don't like those guys that much? Like before, she reads it right away. But this time, there's no reply.
Hi, ホームルーム終わり。起立例は省略。
Miss Notice stacks up the worksheets she collected, then leaves the classroom. Once she's gone, students start chatting with each other. It's only 5 minutes until first period. I guess it's probably better to continue my conversation with Senpai during lunch or after school.
かっけるー。何まったりしてんの？早く行かないと。
どこに？
スマホばっかいじってるから聞き逃すんだよ。今日は視聴覚室でするんだってさ。
よくわからんドキュメンタリーとか見るんかな。
かもね。早く行こうよ。
わかった。
I don't trust you anymore. Slide my chair back and stand up. Just then my phone vibrates. I sneak a peek at the screen while I gather up my textbooks. At first I thought we could be friends, but after what happened last night, I'm a little scared of them. I thought it might be something like that. This changes everything.
かける。置いてくよ。
わかったわかった。
何？九条さん？
ちげえよ。
絶対女の子だよ。僕にはわかるんだ。感じるんだ。
どんな能力だよ。行こうぜ。
I follow Yoichi out of the classroom. If those messages are to be believed, Senpai's suspicious of Rigveda. Of course, it could all be a trick, but if not...
高坂先輩を仲間に誘おうと。
ああ。
We hold our usual meeting at 9 ball after school. We're just still on the clock, though, so it's hard to have a lengthy
そう
conversation.
だね。
Discussion.
不安に思っているなら、私たちと一緒に。はい。ごめんね。また後で。後で連絡するんで、先輩はお仕事に集中してください。お願いします。
Kuja runs off to take the customer's orders. Except the soda I ordered while Sora gives me a puzzled look.
今朝あんなに怒ってたのに、仲間に誘おうなんて言うと思わなかった。
嘘じゃないなら、だけどな。
ほほう。まだ完全に信用したわけではないと。
そりゃそうだろ
う。メッセージ、どれくらいやり取りしたの？
ああ、朝に少しだけ。ごめんなさいって伝えておいてってさ。
他には？
それで終わり。
うわぁ。なんか、うわ。それならやっぱ私が連絡したかったな。
まあ、文面からも申し訳ない感じというか、俺に対する怯えみたいなのは感じましたね。
喧嘩腰やめろって言ったじゃん。
丁寧なメッセージ送ったって。でもなんか警戒しすぎて申し訳なかったなと思ったんだが、それも作戦かもしれん。
まあね、なんとも言えないけどね。
夜にでもまた連絡してみる。
仲間にならないかって？
それはまだ早い。っていうか別の提案もありだな。
別？
俺が仲間になる。
ん？
リグベーダに俺が潜り込む。
おお
Sort of cocks her head, looking at me like I'm
何
crazy.
のために？
考えてみたんだよ。
うん。
先輩がもし俺たちの仲間になったら、あの連中どうなると思う？
どうなるって。あ
裏切りは許さんとかにならないか？
あ、なりそう。てかなるよね。
だろ？仲間入り俺たちが断った途端、じゃあ敵だなって襲いかかろうとしてきたやつだ。
だから高坂先輩を裏切らせるんじゃなく、自らが敵の懐に飛び込もうと。
その方が安全な気がするんだよ。先輩の人となりを見極めるって意味でもさ。
納得できないでもないけど、あたしらの目的ってさ、
ああ、
石化事件の犯人を見つけることでしょ？
だな。
魔眼のユーザーをさ、司令官って人が肯定？擁護してたけどさ、ただの生きった中二集団かもしれないじゃん。無視するのもありなんじゃないって私は思うんだけど、魔眼のユーザーがいるって分かってるなら潜入もいいと思うけどさ、まだ分かんないわけじゃん。それを確かめるためにニーヤンがああいうのと絡むのどうかなって思うわけですよ、私は。
The Evil Eyes user is part of Rigveda. Why are there options here when there's only one choice?
いや、魔眼のユーザーはあの中にいる。
え、そうなの？
いる。確信がある。
どんな？
どんな？
いやだから確信があるんでしょ？
ああ。
根拠っていうか証拠とか見つけたの？
いや別に。
いや、あれ？根拠も証拠もないのに確信が
ある。
なんでこの人自信たっぷりなの？
そういえばなんでだろうな。
Maybe his artifact is more like a passive thing, where even if he's not aware, some knowledge from the other branches does carry over to him or something.
何言ってんの？大丈夫？ニー大丈夫？
なんだろうな。説明はできないけど、不思議と確信がある。
ちなみに、誰なの？
誰？
Ghost.
ゴーストだ。
うわ、言い切った。
なんか変だな俺。確かに証拠はないけど、あいつだ。間違いない。
もしかしてようやく目覚めた？
目覚めた？
Look down at my hand, I clench it into a fist and open it. Like Gudrun Soda, I'm technically a user, but I have no clue what my power is. According to Sophie, I fit all the criteria for a user, but I don't remember ever getting an artifact. It's actually really been bothering me that I'm the only only powerless one in our group. However...
なんか感じるの？こう、ふつふつと湧き出る力的な？
いや、ない。
ないのかよ。
だが、
I curl my fingers into a fist again. There's no special sensation or rush of power. However, I do feel this inexplicable discomfort.
これがそうなのか？俺の無意識の中に確信が眠っているというか、変な表現だけど、そうとしか言えないな。自分の言葉に妙に自信があるんだよ。
ああ、なるほど。ニーヤンそういうタイプか。星に蓄積された膨大な記憶から必要な情報を引き出すとか、そんなやつだ。
完全に裏方じゃねえか。まあ役に立つならいいけど、一応ソフィーに聞いた方がいいな。
困った時の異世界人ですな。
答えてくれねえ気もするけど。
てか、もし本当ならヤバくない？殺人犯の仲間になるとか。
まあ、俺の妄想かどうかの確認もしたいな。 ゴーストが魔眼のユーザーである証拠をつかみたい。
確かに証拠は必要だけど。危ないことだけはしないでね。
ああ。
Kuja must have been listening to our conversation while waiting tables, and she says that to me as she walks past. I admit there's a pretty dangerous proposition, but
飛び込まないことには進展しないしな。
それはそうだけど、そもそもどう飛び込むの？喧嘩売ってるじゃん。
高坂先輩の力、魅了だよな。
多分そうじゃ。ああ、操られた体で行くってこと？
そう。先輩に魅了されたふりをして仲間になる。なんなら本当に魅了してもらってもいい。
それならいけるのか？
like that actually, will it?
まあ、先輩に話してみないとだけどな。
うちのリーダーには？
リーダー？ああ、結城か。
さすがに勝手に決めちゃまずいっしょ。
なんか止められそうな気がするんだよな。
Yeah.
正義のヒーローって雰囲気だったから、そういう小細工好きじゃなさそうな感じはあるね。
まあ、話がまとまった段階で話すか。できるかどうかもわかんないわけだし。
それもそっか。
とりあえず先輩だな。
さっきみやこ先輩も言ってたけど、無茶しないでよ。
わかってる。
Nodding, I suck on my straw. This goes straight to the evil eyes user. To find out if this epiphany of mine is true or not. Really hope I have awoken to my power, and that's why I know. But it doesn't quite feel like I'm using an artifact. Maybe it's just some inherent form of clairvoyance or something. I don't know. Gripped by my indecision, I stared at my phone for a good 10 minutes. I want to send Kozaka a message, but I don't know how to start the conversation. Can I even trust her? If I ask for her help, and turns out she's actually loyal to Rigveda, our relationship with them is going to get even worse. If they feel threatened, they might even go after Soda or Kujo. I don't want to put them in danger. I've got to tread carefully here. The problem is...
器用に駆け引きできるタイプじゃねえしな、俺。
Guess I just gotta go for it. I'll put my faith in Kozaka's words. I'll believe she's as suspicious of Rigveda as she says. You're free right now. Mind if we chat for a bit? Alright, I broke the ice. This is around the time where most people take a bath, so I figured she wouldn't reply right away, but I see the red message check mark appear pretty quickly. Was she waiting this whole time for me to contact her again? Nah, that's probably just my ego talking. I gaze at my screen, waiting for a reply. I'm free. The moment I read a reply... Hi!
Oh.
The space above my table warps and a stuffed animal with a rather peculiar design appears midair. This is Sophia, our helper from a parallel world. She claims she's actually a super cute, super beautiful woman, but we have no way of knowing since all we see is her stuffed animal avatar. Looks aside, she's got a caustic tongue, so I wouldn't really say she's cute.
何か用か?
Put my phone down on the table and turn to Sophie. She heaves a languid sigh.
用がなかったら来ないわよ。
Yeah, she's not even remotely
で、
cute.
なんだよ。
質問があるの。
質問？
何か変わったことは？
変わったこと？
I tipped my head quizzically. There's been enough strange things the past few days that I don't even know what qualifies
ア
anymore.
ーティファクトだの、ユーザーだの、石化事件だの、火事だの。最近は変わったことばっかりだけど。
その中でも特に変わったことよ。あえて聞いてるんだからそれくらいわかるでしょ。
悪かったな。別に特に変わったことなんて。ああ、いや。
あるの？
ある。俺も聞こうと思ってたんだった。
聞かせて。
俺がおかしい。
それのどこが変わったことなのよ。
まあいいや。
もっと具体的に。
知らないはずのことを知っているというか。
例えば？
ゴーストが魔眼のユーザーであること。
Sophie's expression stiffens. Or, well, it seems like it does. It's kind of hard to tell that she's a stuffed
そ
animal.
んな言い方をするってことは、確証はないけど確信があるって。
そう。まさにそれだ。 リグベーダの誰かが魔眼のユーザーかもって初めて会った時に思った。けどまず怪しむならあの司令官ってやつだ。あいつは魔眼のユーザーを擁護してたし、目の周りにスティグマが浮かんでいた。あからさまに怪しい。それなのに俺はゴーストってやつが魔眼のユーザーだって確信してる。なぜかも説明できない。根拠が。
Whoops.
根拠のない確信。普段なら、あなたの勘違い、思い込みでしょって。そう。
けど
あなたの行動には不可解な点が多いのよ。
俺の行動？
そう。もう少し観測させてちょうだい。何か分かったら教えてあげる。
なんかこう、アーティファクトが目覚めた形跡とか、そういうのはないのか？
分かったら教えてあげる。と言ったのよ。
はい。
せっかちね。ま、気持ちは分からないでもないけれど。
なんかな落ち着かないというか、ただの思い込みというか、直感のような気もしないでもないんだけどさ。
無意識で処理した情報が直感として現れる。馬鹿にできないわよ、あながち。もっとも、直感に確信を持つというのも変な話ね。なかなか興味深いわ。ちゃんと調べてあげるから安心なさい。
ありがとう。頼むよ。
ま、あなたが所持しているアーティファクトに心当たりがないわけではないのよね。
そうなの？
そうなの。ただ、それだと説明がつかないのよね。とにかく、分かったら教えてあげる。それまでいい子にして待ってなさい。
いい子って。分かった。
じゃあね。
Toodles. Sophie waves her diminutive hand at me, then vanishes through a tear in space. There's something inexplicable about my actions, huh? Does that mean my artifact's finally awoken? Maybe it's been active for a while now. It's kind of unsettling not knowing what's going on with me.
やべ。
I totally forgot I was texting with Senpai. I hurriedly apologized for leaving her on red for so long despite being the one to start the conversation, then sent the question I was going to ask earlier. Do you agree with Rigveda's goal, Senpai? This time she replies instantly. There's none of the hesitation I saw this morning. Both my other self and I wish to see a world where users don't have to hide who they are to live a peaceful life. But we don't approve of killing innocent people to achieve that goal. I realize Commander was just roleplaying when he said that, but that doesn't change the fact that he tried to use his powers on you. I despise violence. If the others are planning on creating a world where violence is an acceptable solution, then I don't think I can stay in Rigveda. That's a huge wall of text. Just how fast can this girl type? Or she just likes talking? In that case, it might be better if I call her. I'm not that good at talking over text, so it's told me a few times that my message come across too curt and make me sound angry. Anyway, I am relieved Senpai is of the same mind as we are. It's precisely why I don't want to give her the wrong impression. But decided to trust Senpai, so there's no harm in talking over the phone. Would it be alright if I called you? There's something I want your help with. As always, the red message check mark appears instantly. But minutes pass and there's no reply. I think about it, she's probably just wary of me as I was of her. I probably should have taken things slower. Man, I'm really not cut out for this kind of stuff. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm capable of talking just yet.
だよな。
I expected her to turn me down. No, it's a shame. I guess this proof that Korsica doesn't have any intention of tricking me. She would have agreed right away if she did. Her backing off is proof that she's still conflicted. She's debating whether she wants to stay with Rigveda or join us. If that's all an act, then she's one hell of an actor. Just as I finish my analysis, she sends a follow-up message that throws off all my reasoning. I'm not good with guys. Sorry. She's not good with guys. She's not good with guys? Even though she walks to school with a harem of dudes every morning? That doesn't make any sense! Actually, why the first time we saw her, she looked pretty uncomfortable with all the attention. She also mentioned her other self in one of her earlier messages. I don't think that's just roleplaying. She might actually have multiple personalities. Is that because of her power? Was she like that from the start? Whatever. That's not important right now. Gotcha, text it is. Truth is, there's something I'm planning and I need your help. I decide to tell her everything through text. Explain that I want Senpai to join our group, but if she does that, her former comrades and Rigveda will probably turn hostile again towards her. I go on to say that I don't want to put her in danger, so I'm thinking of infiltrating Rigveda instead, and that I'm looking for proof that Ghost is behind the petrification incidents, so I want to pretend to be their comrade for a while. Would you be willing to help me? Throw in that last message at the end of my long explanation. As I'm about to tell her she doesn't need to reply right away, and that she can take her time thinking about it, she sends me her response. On second thought, I think we should talk over the phone. I might not be able to communicate too well, but can I call you? Guess this means she trusts me a little now. I considered telling her, sure, but then I decided it'd be faster to just call her myself and hit the call button. I bring my phone to my ears. The ringing noise continues. She's not picking up. Still not picking up. Come on, pick up already. Why is she ignoring me? The ringing finally stops and I hear someone on the other end of the line. The faint sound of breathing tickles my ear.
もしもし
もしもし。
こんばんは、新見です。
はい、こんばんは。
Suddenly feel like apologizing. Am I really that scary? When I was like, does she even recognize my name?
新見かけるです。空の兄の。
はい。新見さん。はい。高坂です。
すみません。朝は、ちょっと態度が悪くて。
いえ、当然だと思います。私たちが、その、妹さんを、ごめんなさい。やっぱり、うまく。
大丈夫です。ゆっくりでいいですよ。
はい。ありがとうございます。
A bit crazy as that new pose. Sounds like she's calmed down a little at least. Her voice isn't as shaky as before.
その、ありがとうございます。
That is definitely a new pose.
はい。大丈夫ですよ。ほんと、ゆっくりで。
いえ、今のは、心配してくださって、ありがとうございます。
心配。こっちの都合で先輩を危ない目に遭わせるわけにはいかないので。空も妹もかなり怖がってましたし、先輩は現状維持が安全だと思うんです。
はい、そんな気がします。
だから俺が飛び込んでみようと。魔眼の俺たちは石化のアーキファクトのことをそう呼んでるんですが、リグベーダに魔眼のユーザーがいる確信が、予感があるんです。その証拠を俺は掴みたい。これ以上、犠牲者が出ないようにしたいんです。そのためには先輩の力が必要です。どうか、手伝ってもらえませんか？
二人を、紹介はできます。
はい。
でも、二人が、新見さんを受け入れるかどうか。
一応そこは考えてあって、先輩の力って魅了ですよね。その反応違うっぽいですね。
そうですね。でも近いことはできます。
ですよね。だからその手で行こうかと。
その手？私の力で新見さんを仲間にする？
そうです。それならいけるんじゃないかって。もちろん先輩が協力してくれるならですけど。
明日とか。
明日？はい。
二人と会いますか？
はい。
ごめんなさい。急ですよね。
いえ、全然大丈夫です。先輩がいいのかなって。
はい。協力します。したいです。もし二人のどちらかが あの事件の犯人なら協力をしないといけないんだと思います。人を殺すようなそんな力の使い方はよくないと思います。だから
大丈夫ですか？
ごめんなさい。話しすぎてあと緊張で
はい。協力ありがとうございます。お大事に。
すみません。
Senpai hangs up in the middle of her coughing fit. Now imagine the same girl who acts like a domineering queen in public would be so timid. She said she wasn't good with guys, but it feels more like she's not used to talking to people, period. Still don't have a good grasp on her personality, but there's one thing I can say for sure. She's not a bad person. At least that's what my instincts are telling me. I'm sorry I wasn't very articulate. I'll message you again tomorrow. Good night. I text Senpai good night and set my phone on the table. Tomorrow, huh? It's a pretty rapid development, but at least things are working out. All that's left is to hope they buy our story. We need to find proof that Ghost is the Evil Eye's user. Ideally, I'd like to find out, what the Evil Eye looks like. That way we could use Kujo's power to steal it. If we can get our hands on the Evil Eye, our job will be done. I just hope things go as planned. After school, I wait for Senpai in the courtyard. Very soon, I'm going to be meeting Commander and Ghost. On the surface, I'm going to look like I'm double-crossing Kujo and everyone else belonging to... Oh, you can call our group again? The Valhalla Society? Anyway, I'll basically be betraying everyone. Meaning I won't be able to go to our regular meetings at 9 Ball. I've got to make it look like I'm keeping my distance from my comrades, or I won't be able to sell my story. When we met him, Commander was wearing a school's uniform. For all I know, he could be watching me from somewhere right now. Hence why it's better if I wait for Senpai alone without any of my friends nearby. It'll make me look more trustworthy. I hope. I don't even know if Commander's watching me, so that's really more for my peace of mind than anything. Also, Kujo and Sora did agree to stay away. While Kujo and Sora did agree to stay away, they didn't look happy about it. So you can never be too paranoid, I think. Better to take every precaution.
すみません。
Senpai came from the direction opposite the one I was looking in, so I didn't notice her until she's standing right next to me.
お待たせしました。ホームルームが長引いて。
She's talking better than she did in episode 2!
いえ、大丈夫です。どうぞ。男子苦手でしたね。俺、もうちょっと離れます。
いえ、ちょっと、待ってください。緊張して。
She puts her hand on her chest and takes a few breaths. After hesitating for a bit, she finally gathers her resolve and sits down next to me.
すみません。落ち着きました。
Ooh, new soundtrack.
ほんと、俺の方こそすみません。大丈夫ですか？怖くないですか？俺。
いえ、昨日もとても、はい、落ち着いて優しく話してくださったので、大丈夫です。
そうですか。それならよかったです。
I'm not sure anyone's ever called me kind and understanding before. It's kind of embarrassing. Fitting awkwardly, I clear my throat and try to get the discussion back on topic.
それで、ギグベーダの二人には話が通ってるんですよね。
はい。心配していたんですけど、思ったより感触が良くて。
俺を仲間にすることに対してですか？
はい。興味があるからすぐに会おうって。
待ち合わせ場所はどこですか？
神社です。高峰君は先に向かうと言っていたので。
高峰君？
司令官さんです。 下の名前はレイヤくんだったと思います。
高峰蓮也。もしかしてこの騒ぎが起こる前から知り合いだったんですか？
司令官さんのことは前からサイトでやり取りして知っていたんですが、クラスメイトとは知らなくて。
ネットだけの付き合いだったけど、今回の件でクラスメイトだったことが分かったと。
そうです。はい。
すごい偶然だな。
Though I guess it's not like how I've been meeting fellow users in quick succession too. Though I guess it's like how I've been meeting fellow users in quick succession too. First Kujo, then Soda, then Yuki. I wonder if users, or maybe the artifacts they hold, are drawn to each other. Stand users attract each other. That's literally what's happening.
ごめんなさい。うまく話せなくて。
ああ、いえ、すみません。いきなり黙っちゃって。
She probably thought it was her fault I fell silent. I'll save any more brooding for when I'm back home. For now, I need to steel myself to meet Commander and
よ
go.
し。じゃあ行きましょう。先輩、よろしくお願いします。
はい。新見さんは、このまま話せるんですが。
ん？
高峰君と話すときは、もう一人の私に変わっちゃうと思います。
もう一人のっていうと、女王様みたいな？
She looks down, blushing slightly. I probably shouldn't have phrased it like that to her face, huh?
なんか、例え方が、すみません。
いえ、です。そうです。女王様というか、お嬢様というか。
あ、お嬢様！そう表現すればよかったな。
もう一人の私は、堂々としているので、高峰君と話すときは、つい変わっちゃって。
あいつらの理想に共感できないとか、そういうのを抜きにしても、苦手だったりします？
こんなこと言うのよくないんですけど、圧が。
I pursed my lips angrily at that. I also have to keep my mouth shut or I'll end up laughing at the unintended double entendre. Forceful eye! Yeah, what she means, Junibyo edgelord's definitely intimidating.
同じアニメが好きな、同行の師ではあるんですけど、急に手を広げたりとか、ビクってすることがあって。ごめんなさい。悪口を言いたいわけじゃなくて、はい。圧が。
I'm still doing my best not to laugh as I watch. I'm still doing my best not to laugh. I watch her sent by squirms and embarrassment. Despite how timid she is, she can be surprisingly blunt. I bet if she just opened up a little more, she'd get along with everyone. But in order to make that possible, I've got to get her safely out of Rigveda.
よし、行きましょう。人格？変わるのも了解です。
もう一人の私が迷惑かけちゃったらすみません。
いえいえ、頼りにしてます、先輩。
はい。新見さんがうまく馴染めるように、私も頑張ります。
さんとかいいですよ。
はい。
呼び捨てでも年下ですし、俺。
呼び、新見さんは新見さんという感じなので。
なるほど。本当好きに呼んでくれていいので。
はい。
じゃあ行きましょう。よろしくお願いします、先輩。
はい。お願いします。
We get to our feet and start walking to the shrine of the White Serpent's relic. Now then, time to put on my traitor face. I need to throw away my morals and act like a true scoundrel. If I I can't help the others fight the Evil Eyes user. I needed to at least handle all the dangerous jobs leading up to that confrontation. I'm determined to find proof that it's Ghost. Just I like how they're all like, you gotta make sure where the artifact is. Just steal everything. Like, okay, shirt, not in there. Shoes, not in there. Like, why the fuck should they care if she's suddenly naked or something? This is a murderer. I feel like accidentally committing a bit of a crime like that without her even noticing, because she'll just stand there like, oh fuck, I forgot to wear a shirt when I went out today, it turns out. Because she doesn't fucking remember. Anyways, it only takes a few minutes to reach the rendezvous point. Along the way, I go over my list of objectives one more time. First, find proof the Ghost is the Evil Eyes user. Second, find out what the Evil Eye looks like. Lastly, and most importantly, make sure those two don't find out Kozuka's working with me. I'm the one who roped her into this mess. I absolutely cannot do anything that'll put her in danger. Need to make sure that if things go south, I am the only one taking the fall.
お優しいかける様。私のことなど使い捨ててくださって構いませんのに。
いや
Sampa's already switched her other personality and she's being quite forward. It's kind of awkward. I could say she could call me whatever she wanted, but Kakeru-sama is a bit much. I can't say I just like it.
司令官さんもゴーストさんもすでに到着しているそうです。かける様、心の準備はよろしくて。
はい。
I braced myself and walked towards the shrine's entrance. I've already messaged Kujo and Sora to let them know the meeting's about to start. They both told me to be careful, but that's all. Of course, I have every intention of proceeding with caution. May have decided to trust Senpai, but that doesn't mean I should be letting my guard down. I had to think about how to adjust my course of action if they see through my plan. If I fuck up, they might kill me. Which is why I've been doing everything, well, most things in my power to raise the odds of success. Now it all comes down to how well I can act. Let's do this.
かける様、
はい。
Senpai stops right in front of the entrance to the
二人
shrine.
にはまずは私から話します。かける様はただそばに。
最初はってことですね。わかりました。
いえ、最初から最後までただ黙ってそばに。
最後まで？
はい、私に操られているという設定なのでしょう。かける様が率先して発言してしまったら簡単に見破られてしまいますわ。
ああ、なるほど。めっちゃ俺が喋る気でいました。うさんくさいですね、それ。
どうか私にお任せくださいまし。うまくやってみせますわ。ですが、もし露見してしまったときはお願いいたしますわね。
そうならない方がいいんですから。
Actually, thinking about it, we know how potent her power is, not just from the fight against the Ghost in episode 2, but also because she was able to charm him, actually. Impotence is in a direct effect, is like the direct ability to resist an artifact's effect. And we know he has, like, almost abnormally high impotence. Like, he easily sees through Sora's ability. He's able to resist her abilities going out of control for the longest time. And his petrification seems to be very slow when it does happen. So him being almost immediately charmed in episode 1 when she tries the charm ability, like the only reason why he wasn't charmed almost immediately was because Miyako jumped in and basically saved his ass. So that makes her ability quite powerful.
私としてはそちらの方が好ましい展開なのですが、では行きましょう。
Senpai strides into the shrine and I follow a little ways behind her, trying my best to look like one of her enraptured followers. This version of Senpai is so bold it's kind of reassuring. For now, I'll let her do all the talking. I'm happy to do so if it makes it more believable that I'm being controlled.
来たか。
The two of them are standing in a rather secluded corner of the shrine grounds. Commander, Arenia Takamine looks confident, and Ghost is chewing gum with an annoyed expression on her
ご
face.
きげんよう。司令官さん、ゴーストさん。申し訳ありません。お待たせしてしまいましたわね。
いや、時間通りだ。
前置きはいらねえ。さっさと始めようぜ。
Ghost spits her gum onto the ground and gives me a withering glare. I do as Senpai told me and just stand there silently. I try my best not to meet Ghost's gaze and look as absent-minded as possible. Fortunately, I can't help but watch Takamine as he takes a tissue out of his pocket and scoops the wad of gum off the ground. For someone who likes playing the villain, he's surprisingly upright.
そいつが仲間になりたいって？
少し違いますわね。仲間になりたいのではなく、仲間にしてしまいました。
どういうことか説明したまえ。
言葉の通りです。私、かける様のこと、とても気に入ってしまいましたの。
Senpai scoots closer to me and hugs my arm.
私の力で虜にしちゃいましたの。
He flashes Commander and Ghost a playful grin. I can feel her boobs pressing against me. Mine is not time to be thinking about this kind of crap. I need to focus, but my stupid virgin brain keeps getting distracted.
なるほど。君の傀儡にしたということか。
くぐつなんて、そんな言い方しないでくださいまし。ただ心を通い合わせただけですわ。
それはすまない。謝罪しよう。
とにかく、私決めましたの。この方を仲間にしますわ。よろしくて、司令官。
ふむ。
Commander puts his hand on his chin and narrows his eyes, scrutinizing me. It's probably not a good idea to let him see into my eyes. He might figure out we're lying.
彼に力を使ったこと。すでにバルハラソサイエティは察知しているか？
彼と思いが通じ合ったのは、つい先ほどですから。
なるほど。では、まだ知られてはいないということだな。
でしょうね。
おそらく彼はバルハラソサイエティの中心となる人物。よくやったエンプレス。もはや敵ではないな。
One of the central pillars. Honestly, God, it feels like he is the central pillar.
エンプレス。早速彼からバルハラソサイエティの内部情報を聞き出してくれたまえ。
嫌ですわ。
何？
彼を利用するために力を使ったわけではありませんもの。
エンプレス。わがままを言うのはよしたまえ。今は戦争中なのだぞ。
興味ありませんわ、そんなの。
まったく。奔放なのは結構だが、少々君はリグベーダー。
おい、
Ghost suddenly interrupts Takamine, an irritated frown on her face.
もう一度聞きたいんだが、
何でしょう。
そいつに力を使ったんだな。
ええ、
嘘だな。
Senpai and I gulp. She's not just suspicious. No, she's sure of her deduction. She totally knows.
お前に操られている連中、見たことあるぜ。正気がねえくせにニヤニヤして気持ち悪いったらありゃしねえ。こいつはちげえな。目つきがまるでちげえ。
言いがかりはよしてくださいまし。私はかける様を。
いえ、先輩、ありがとうございます。もう大丈夫です。
かける様？
Senpai gives me a startled look and Ghost scoffs at us.
つまんねえ小芝居しやがって。何が目的だ？
わかった。そう敵意を向けないでくれ。
I gently tangle my arm from Senpai's grasp and raise my hands in surrender. My life is riding on how well I convince these guys I've changed my mind about them. Fortunately, I prepared for a scenario like this. Time for plan B. One way or another, I need to trick these two into believing I'm on their side.
先輩、すみません。俺が臆病なばかりに。
いえ、そんな。
ゴーストの言った通りだ。俺は先輩の能力にかけられちゃいない。
ほう。
あっさり認めやがった。張り合いのねえやつ。俺らを騙してタダで済むと思ってんのか？
待ってくれ。話を聞いてくれ。
聞いてやる人。
まあ待てゴースト。臆病と言ったな。どういう意味だ？
その通りの意味だよ。恥ずかしかったんだ。
何？
恥ずかしかったんだよ。なんつうか動機が不純つうか単純つうか。
不純だと？
そうだ。だからお前たちに知られたくなかった。
君がスパイだということがか？
ちげえよ。俺は先輩に惚れたんだ。
Ghost just... It feels like time slowed to a crawl. Both Ghost, who hasn't visibly shown any emotion other than irritation this whole time, and Takamine, who's been keeping up his Judy persona, look absolutely floored. This was probably the last thing either of them was expecting. Which is why I chose this particular story. To go with what they call, to go with what they called out bluff. Why are those two separated? Some crappy excuse would probably just make me look more suspicious. But what about the crappiest excuse possible? It's so lame, they might just believe me. Believe it. After all, no one would expect an excuse this dumb to be a lie. It's basically, the more ridiculous and unbelievable my lie, the more likely they are to believe it. I'm not crafty enough to come up with a good alibi, but I might be able to fool them with one that's so bad it's good. I just hope this plan works. Fortunately, even if they don't completely believe me yet, their bewilderment has bought me some time. I just have to sell my story before they get over their shock.
ほらな、そういう反応になるだろ。だから言いたくなかったんだよ。この際だから全部ぶっちゃけるかな。リグベーダの理想とかどうでもいい。全くいや違うな。素直に話す。嫌いだ。人殺しを容認なんてできないからな俺。でもお前たちの仲間になれば先輩と一緒にいられる時間が増えるだろ。それだけだ。なんかおかしいかよ。
いいえ、何もおかしくありません。
Senpai grabs onto my arm again. Of course she knows I'm putting on an act. I felt bad about telling such a stupid lie, especially since it involves her. So I got her permission to go with this plan if they found out I wasn't actually under her control. I even asked her if it'd be okay to say we're dating if necessary. The plan had been to put on this ridiculous charade by myself, and I told Senpai all she had to do was stand back and watch. But it seems like she wants to play along to make it more believable. Man, is this really the best thing I could come up with? I'm really sorry to have to go along with this idiotic strategy, Senpai.
私から提案しましたの。私の力に操られたということにしましょうと。私も気持ちは同じ。ですが、素直に明かしても受け入れてもらえないことは分かっていました。
I was just like, what the fuck?
だって、あなた方はバカになさるでしょ？私どもの愛を。
いや、バカにはしないが。
あら、ゴーストさんはそうではないご様子ですが。
ああ、バカにしてるよ。そんな理由で仲間を裏切るか普通。
ひどいですわね。そんな理由だ。
惚れた女のそばにいたい。至極真っ当な理由だろうが、何もおかしくない。
魔性の女に狂った男。わからないでもないが。
理解できるほどの経験ねえだろ、てめえは。
経験はなくとも知識はある。人の歴史にその事実が刻まれているのだからな。だからわかる。わかるが、一つ聞きたい。
なんだ？
彼女のどこに惚れた？
どこって。
Crap, I wasn't expecting that. But I can't take too much time to think. I've got to keep talking.
言えないのか？
一目惚れなんだ。言葉にするのが難しい。ただ、強いて言うなら。
ああ、聞かせてくれ。
まず、見た目が好みだ。
Honest to God, it would have been so much more effective. It just like grabs him, like just retreats. Dude, just fucking look at her. She's smoking hot. Like by God. And have you seen her outside of her Empress personality? She's so fucking adorable. It's like you get the full package. Like, do you not see that? Are you just retarded? I worry for you if you do not notice the charm that is over there. Seriously. Like, are you gay or something? Is that why?
性格も本人を前にして言うのは恥ずかしいが。
聞かせてくださいまし、かける様。
はい。優しいし、普段のおどおどしてるときは守ってあげたくなるし。こっちの性格も包容力がある。それに、そう、胸がでかい。
Oh, there we go.
ほう。
あらあら、かける様ったら。
Senpai's laughing it off, but I totally fucked up there, didn't I? I suddenly break out in a cold sweat. I know it's hard to stop yourself when you're just spouting off whatever comes to mind, but that was really rude. Hell, it was straight up sexual harassment. But now that I've crossed the line, I have to take it all the way. It's time to go full dumbass mode.
そうだ。俺は先輩の胸に惚れた。
I will beat your ass with this wooden spoon. Fuck you, Kakeru. Everything.
胸ときたか。ちなみに、
What about the thighs? Like, what if he actually says that?
おい、お前も話広げようとすんな。
いや、聞かせてくれ。君の仲間、九条都女子も、なかなかのサイズだったように見受けられたが。彼女ではダメなのか？
そうだな。確かに九条もでかい。背が小さいから余計にでかく見える。でもな、先輩の方がでけえんだよ。
I'm sorry, Kujo, please don't hate me! I absolutely cannot let her ever find out I said these things. Really though, I'm super sorry. I won't ever be able to tell you why. I'm sorry, but please believe that I'm being silly. Also, I'm really sorry that I have to hear me spew all this vulgar crap, senpai. But it's too late to go back now, so please don't stop me.
今までは確かに九条が気になっていた。だがな、先輩と出会っちまったんだよ。そうなると話は違ってくる。違ってくるんだよ。俺は一番胸のでかい女のそばにいたい、そういう男だ。
Ah! Whoops, I accidentally knocked something off there. There we go.
俺は先輩の胸のためにためらいや後悔など。
Yeah, I feel you there, Ghost. It's a problem when you can, like, identify yourself with the fucking bad guy.
かける様、素敵ですわ。
I heard it was! No, I appreciate you backing me up here, senpai. Plus, by throwing away my pride, it looks like I managed to fool these two. I'm pretty sure no one would expect a spy to sink this slow just to keep their cover from being blown. I bet you two are totally fine with me joining now, huh?
君の名は
かける。新見かけるだ。
新見かける。
Commander scowls angrily as he approaches us. Shit, did I mess up? He grabs my left hand. Wait, hang on. This is a handshake.
君とは仲良くなれそうだ。
Oh, this is the scene. This is the scene. I've heard about this scene because someone posted about it in the visual novel channel in my Discord, and I know a line that's about to come up. Ghost looks utterly nonplussed. Honestly, I'm a little shocked, but gotta worry myself. Man, this is the development I was hoping for, but I figured these two would be disgusted with me after I started going off about how much I loved tits. I guess dialing the dumbass meter up to 11 actually
君を
works.
歓迎しよう。リグベーダへようこそ。
It's like fucking ghost. Did I take a screenshot? I need to make sure. Oh, help me.
マジか。
その点では彼とは趣味が合わない。しかし
マジかよ。おい、司令官さんよ。てめえ、正気か。
その点では彼とは趣味が合わない。しかし
Actually cut her short again. Commander lets go of my hand and twirls around, spreading his arms wide.
乳房に注ぐその情熱に、熱意に、潔さに、私は感服した。感動した。逆にゴースト、これほどまでに真摯に、赤裸々に、己が欲望をぶちまけた彼のどこを疑おうというのだ。いや、疑う余地などない。彼はもう我々の同志だ。乳房のもとに、我々は一つとなるのだ。
What the fuck?
やべえ。こいつ思った以上にアホだ。
貧乳ということは司令官さんの好みはゴーストさんということですわね。
気持ち悪いこと言うんじゃねえ。殺すぞ。
あら怖い。
Thanks to my ridiculous monologue, it seems the situation has been resolved. Well, it's not, if not peacefully, at least without bloodshed. At the very least, no one's on edge now. Looks like I managed to fool Takamina, so I doubt they'll kick me out. The ghost is still suspicious. She's definitely a lot sharper than Takamina. Need some kind of jump card that'll dispel even her
改め
skepticism.
て歓迎しよう。ようこそリグベーダへ。
これからよろしく。
ああ、まずは君のコードネームを考えなくては。
コードネーム？
その通り。君にふさわしい名を。
そんなもの考える必要はない。
Huh?
え？
I can sense someone staring daggers at my back. Oh no. Oh no. Turning around to see the leader of the Valhalla Society, Noah Yuki.
君か。彼を連れ戻しに来た。
いいえ。
She slowly closed her eyes. And she opens them again. Her left eye, when she opens them again, her left eye is glowing with the stigma that all artifact uses bear.
裏切り者の始末に。
何？
待て、ユキ！
すべて見ていた。問答無用。G オーダー。アクティブ。
待て、俺の話！
パニッシュメント。
I can't move!
カケル様！あなた、カケル様に何を？拘束しただけ。罰するのはこれから。罪状は言うまでもないわね。その罪、身をもってあがなうがいい。
待て！
問答無用と言った。アカシックレコード。アクセス。
何？アカシックレコードだと？
我、招く無因の強烈に慈悲はなく、あまねく役を逃れる術もなし。
まさか、これは。
Takamina looks shaken. Yuki's chanting some kind of spell? Is Yuki chanting some kind of spell? Does she have to do that to activate her powers? Why, is she seriously intending to...
カケル様、立てまして。 仕方ありませんわね。彼女はかける様。
汝、その封印なる封印の中で暗黒を見る。
やはりこれは極大魔法の栄唱。
我は命ず。汝、悠久の時、妖境の傘下を混濁たる眼で見続けよ。あなたの顔も見飽きたわ。奥義。
みんな逃げろ。
ファイナリティ。
くだらね
Ghost shoots out something that grazes Yuki, interrupting her incantation. She then takes a few steps towards us.
たくてめえらの中二ごっこ遊びに付き合うのはうんざりだぜ。ユーザーはこんなのばっかりなのか？やるってんならさっさとやれよ。さあ来いよ。さあやろうぜ。
私の目的はその裏切り者の始末。今あなたたちと刃を交えるつもりはない。
ひよってんじゃねえよ。もうてめえは俺たちにも喧嘩を売っちまってんだよ。
ゴーストの言う通りだ。彼はもうリグベーダの一員。彼へ刃を向けるというのなら、リグベーダの総力を挙げて受けて立とう。
かける様、お怪我はございませんか？
はい。ありがとうございます。
許しがたいですわね。暴力は嫌いですが、かける様を害するというのならば、私も黙ってはいられませんわ。
ユキ、悪いが、俺はそっちには戻らない。俺にはもう関わらないでくれ。
多勢に無勢。聞かせてもらう。新見かける。バルハラソサイエティを裏切った罪。必ずあがなってもらう。
おい、このまま逃がすと思ってんのかよ。
ええ、思っているわ。G オーダー。アクティブ。
バルキュリアよ、教えてやろう。魔王からは逃げ。
バニッシュメント。
Suddenly, my surroundings go dark. It doesn't last long, only a few seconds or so. But by the time everything returns to normal, Yuki's nowhere to be seen.
一体どういうことだ。
3分だ。
何？
3分間、俺たちは間抜け面でぼーっと突っ立ってたんだよ。
なんだと。彼女に時を止められたとでも言うのか。
そこが知れねえな、あの女。面白えじゃねえか。
Ghost seems awfully happy about this turn of events. Did Yuki really stop time? So, not only can she stop people in their tracks, she can even stop time itself. That's certainly a lot more to her. There's certainly a lot more to her power than meets the eye. No wonder she's so confident in her
バル
abilities.
ハラソサイエティ。相手にとって不足なしといったところか。
もちろんです。かける様、本当にお怪我はありませんか？
はい、大丈夫です。攻撃はされなかったので。
まさかあれほど反対していたゴーストが彼をかばうとはな。
ああ、何言ってんだてめえ。
彼も我々の仲間ということでいいんだな。
知らねえよ、勝手にしろ。
了承と受け取ろう。
I guess the line didn't actually come up in that scene when I thought it would.
仮にてめえが何か企んでいたとしても、全く障害にならねえ雑魚だってことが分かった。勝手にしろよ。敵とも味方とも思わねえ。雑魚に興味はね
え。分かった。勝手にする。助けてくれてありがとな。
気持ち悪い。
With that, Ghost stalks off. Even if she doesn't trust me, it looks like she's at least willing to let me into Rigveda.
まったく素直じゃねえ。私も行くとしよう。君のコードネームはまた後日考えようじゃないか。
ああ、分かった。いや、そういえば3年でしたよね。タメ語ですみません。
気にするな。我らはもう同志なのだから。では、さらばだ。
Takamine flatters me a winsome smile and walks away. Sarah is retreating back till he's out of sight. I breathe a sigh of relief.
先輩、ありがとうございます。なんとかうまくいきました。
いいえ、お力になれたのなら何よりですわ。
潜入はひとまず成功って感じですね。あとはどう証拠をつかむか。
今日はゆっくりと休まれては大変な一日でしたし。
ああ、そうですね。今日は本当にありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。ですが、それは少々。
まずい。
Smiling, Senpai latches onto my arm. She pushes her boobs against me without hesitation, enjoying my flustered
司
reaction.
令官さんはともかく、ゴーストさんはとても鋭い方です。念には念を入れた方がよろしいかと。
念にはですか。
はい。あんな嘘をついてしまったのですから、恋人らしく振る舞いませんと。
ああ、なるほど。
つまり、デートのお誘いですわ。もう少しだけ二人の時間を楽しみましょう。
ああ、はい。あ、飯をおごります。一緒にどうですか。
まあ、ぜひ。どうせなら、かける様のお家で。
俺んちで。
ええ。お店では二人きりになれませんもの。
なるほど。なるほど。
さあ、さあ、行きましょう。
はい。
Senpai tugs on my arm, dragging me out of the shrine. I can't afford to relax just yet, but I've managed to make it to Rigveda at least. Senpai's right. I should take it easy for the rest of the day and plan for the steps ahead. The real hard part's yet to come. We buy hamburgers from the station and on our way back, then head to my place.
どうぞ入ってください。
お邪魔します。
適当に座ってください。
はい。
Trembling, Senpai sits down next to the table. Right after Commander and Ghost left, Senpai switched back to her original personality.
すみません。
Adorable. She let go of my hand, but she let go of me pretty quickly, too. From that point on, she kept her distance. She was a nervous wreck the whole time we were walking to the fast food place and then relax on the way home. If she'd been in her Empress persona, I probably could have held a conversation for more than a few minutes, but Senpai's nervousness was infectious and I felt too awkward to say anything. It's been a little over a year since I started going to Hakusen Academy. For the most part, my school life has been pretty uneventful, but suddenly I've been spending a lot more time alone with girls. Just this past week, I've had Gujo, Sora, and now Kozaka come over to my place. Actually, I guess Sora doesn't count as a girl, so strike her off the list. Episode 2 says differently, sadly. Anyway, the point is that this is way too much excitement for a virgin like me.
夕食にはちょっと早いですけど、温かいうちに食べましょうか。
はい。そうですね。
Sit down across from Senpai and start taking our hamburgers and potato chips and drinks out of the bag. My mind is still in a daze. First, I spent all afternoon terrified that my cover would be blown, and now I've got a girl in my room. I need to be careful not to do anything that makes Senpai uncomfortable.
じゃあ、そうだ。食べる前にちょっと電話いいですか？
はい。
先に食べててください。
いえ、待ってます。
すみません。すぐ終わると思うんで。
I take my phone out of my pocket and hit the call button. The dial tone lasts for only a few seconds before she picks up.
無事潜入できたよね。
Oh, she was aware then!
ありがとう。
They knew?!
助かった。
Oh, they planned this! They planned those clever fuckers! The not very angry Yuki is on the other end of the line. Of course, I wasn't expecting her to actually be angry, considering we worked together to concoct that little charade ahead of time. The idea was, if things went south, she'd jump in to save my hide, and if things looked like they were going well, she'd show up to call me a traitor and rough me up a little to make the deception more convincing. That way, if I fucked up, I wouldn't get killed, and if I succeeded, the Rigveda would firmly believe I'd betrayed my friends. At first I was worried I was laying it on too thick, and Yuki herself wasn't too keen on playing the part, but in the end it worked out in our favor. Honestly, if I was really trying to be careful, I should have just asked Kujo and Sora to hide somewhere nearby too, but seeing as Sora's stealth abilities don't work on Ghost, it would have been risky to bring too many people as backup. However, Yuki showed up out of the blue last time too, so I figured she wouldn't arouse suspicion, even if Ghost or Commander noticed she was there too early. And as expected, she performed her role
勇気のおか
perfectly.
げでなんとかなった。ほんと、ありがとな。
一つ釘を刺しておく。
ん？
私の言動に嘘はない。
ん？ああ。
分かっていないよね。私は本気であなたを罰するつもりだ。
え？なんで？
昨日も散々言ったけれど、私は嘘が嫌い。たとえ正義のためであろうと、人を騙す行いを許すことはできない。
Do we need to have a fucking match of like mini Kawakami games with her as well? Magica reference.
あなたはバルハラソサエティの正義を裏切った。それは覆しようのない事実。
うん。適当に痛めつけてくれって頼みだったが。
適当で終わるはずがない。止めてもらえてよかったわね。
She's starting to scare
も
me!
っとも、あの場で本気で罰を下すつもりだったわけでもないけれど。
あ、やっぱあの呪文ってわざとか？時間稼ぎっていうか、わざと止めさせようとしていたんだよな。
お？何の話？
あー、違うと。わかった。
Does that mean she actually needs that stupidly long chant to activate her powers? Nah, there's no way. It's gotta be part of a junior act.
まだ罰を下していないのは、情状酌量の余地があるから。あなたの気持ちも理解はできる。どんな手を使っても、石化事件の犯人を捕まえる。と。けれど、バルハラソサエティの正義が揺るぐことは、あってはならない。いずれ相応の罰を受けてもらう。
ちなみに、どんな罰になるんでしょうか？
そうね。メンバー全員にパフェでもおごってもらおうかしら。
え？そんなのでいいの？
お望みなら存分に痛めつけるけれど。
パフェでお願いします。
ええ。本当は助けに行くつもりはなかったの。嘘に加担したくないから。けれど九条さんとそれから空からも連絡が来た。二人に心配をかけていること、夢忘れないことね。
ああ、わかった。
それと心までリグベーダの闇に染まってしまった。
大丈夫だ、そうはならない。だがそんなもしもがあったら容赦しないでくれ。
ええ。それともう一つ。
ああ。
極大魔法の詠唱、ずっとしたかったの。その機会を与えてくれたこと、感謝しているわ。
あ、はい。
I know what! You really don't need that long ass chant to activate your powers!
せいぜいボロは出さないように。次は助けてあげられないから。
わかってる。慎重にやる。
ええ。
With that, she hangs up on me. Yuki's too principled to fully endorse my methods, but it looked like she's willing to cooperate a little at least. I just have to make sure to do things right. One way or another, I need to get proof of my claims.
すみません。お待たせしました。
いえ、やっぱりグホ女学院の人も仕込みだったんですね。
すみません。事前に話しておかなくて。
いえ、知っていたら不自然な反応しちゃったかもしれないし、それに新見さんの目を見て分かりました。余計なことしちゃいけないんだなって。
ありがとうございます。察してくれて。
いえ、そんな、
Blushing, Senpai looks away.
もし計画のうちなら 台無しにしちゃいけないと思って。あの時そう判断したのはもう一人の私なんです。きっと何か考えがあるはずだから信じようって。
ありがとうございます。
Whoops.
そんな、
まあ、考えって言っても綱渡りでしたけどね。あんまり頭良くないんで、あれが限界でした。
うまくいったので、あれでよかったんだと思います。
ありがとうございます。食べましょうか。
はい。いただきます。
いただきます。
Pick up my lukewarm hamburger and take a bite. We both eat in silence. There's still a mountain of things I want to ask regarding Rigveda, but I think we've discussed them enough for one day. Wonder what else we can talk about. Can I think of it? I know next to nothing about Senpai. What kind of food does she like? What hobbies does she have? I feel like such template icebreaker things to ask, though. Man, I can't think of anything good to say. I'm too tired for this shit.
いや、そうだ。思いつきでおごるとか言っちゃいましたけど、大丈夫でした。
大丈夫？ハンバーガーは好きです。
いや、そうじゃなくて、夕飯家帰ったらあるよなって、今更ですけど。
大丈夫です。お母さんにはもう連絡してありますし。
そっか、よかった。先輩断るの苦手そうだからちょっと気になって。無理なことは無理って言ってくださいね。この状況、もう一人の先輩なら余裕そうですけど、今の先輩にはちょっと辛いのかなって。
大丈夫です。本当に、今、緊張はしてますけど、男の子は苦手なんですけど、新見さんはとても、優しい方なので。
優しい。いや、
潜入しようって決めたの。私に危ないことさせないようにって。
そうですね。裏切ったら先輩も狙われるでしょうし。
私、嬉しかったです。
いや、石化事件の犯人を探したいっていうのはこっちの都合ですから、先輩を巻き込むわけには。いや、もう巻き込みまくってんな。
いえ、すごく配慮してくださってますし、妹さんのことも他の方のことも心配しているんだなって伝わってきて、新見さんのこと怖くないです。
そう言ってもらえると安心します。なんか何回も言わせちゃってすみません。い
え、今も緊張してるけど、ちょっと楽しくて。
Adorable.
お友達と一緒にご飯食べたことなくて、あと男の子の部屋にも来たことなくて、初めてばっかりで妄想がはかど。今の違います。すみません。とにかくはい、新見さんは優しい方なので、はい。
Oops.
先輩こそ
はい、
優しいですね。
いえ、そんな。
くそ、恋人のふりか。俺ふりなんかじゃ満足できなくなっちまうかも。
Why? Don't tease the girl like that.
先輩、門限とか ありますか？
門下、いい。
今日、泊まっていきませんか？俺、もっと先輩と一緒にいたいです。
一緒。
Panic!
いえ、泊まりましゅ。
So wait, is this actually happening?
Ah, お風呂、ありがとうございました。
ごめん先輩。着替えそんなのしかなくて。
いえ、大丈夫です。
じゃあ、先輩。
はい。
もう遅いし寝ようか。
はい。
俺、寝袋で寝るから。先輩はベッドに。大丈夫。慣れてるから。
いえ、なんでもないです。
Is it a case of something where he's actually just casually like, you know what, maybe having her stay over would be like a good idea to fool those guys. So he's like not even like, you know, that suggestive tone, just like offering it normally. but her like mind is just going and say like, oh no, what's the frick?
明かり消すよ。
はい。
Actually, I feel like.
おやすみ、先輩。
おやすみなさい。
I feel like that's supposed to actually be a different outfit, like sprite, but because I have the censored version, it's not.
先輩。
はい。
This is all in her mind, isn't it?
ごめん、先輩。俺も我慢できない。そんな切なそうな顔されたら、先輩が悪いんだ。
ごめんなさい。
そうやってすぐ謝るから、いじめたくなる。先輩。いや、はるかはもう、俺のもんだ。もう俺以外に、謝ったりするんじゃねえぞ。はるか。はるか。目、閉じて。
Feel a light impact on my chest. In an instant, the fog that had clouded my brain clears up and a wave of shame washes over me. I don't know what they're doing.
すみません。なんか俺。
違うんです。私のせいなんです。私の力のせいなんです。
あ。
That's what happened!
すみません。俺、先輩に魅了されて。違うんです。
魅了なんかじゃないんです。
魅了じゃない。
Oh, what was I acting like I was starring in a cheesy porno? The only thing I could think of is, well, I was definitely glancing over at Senpai's boobs a lot. So maybe the reason I got so aggressive was...
もしかして、先輩の能力って、他人の欲望を増幅するとか、そんな感じだったりします？違い
ます。新見さんじゃないです。
俺のじゃない。
私のです。
So she was thinking that as I thought. I thought this was all still in her mind, but no, it was in her mind, so it became reality.
私の。
私の欲望なんです。
ん
It's just what?
他人じゃないです。私の欲望を現実にしちゃう力なんです。
ってことは。
全部私 私の妄想です。新見さんがおかしくなったのは私の妄想のせいなんです。
妄想。
ごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai covers her beet red face with her hands. She's talking way faster than usual. So, hang on. Now, this happened because of Senpai's fantasy. And does that mean she wanted me to do something like that to her? Senpai? Is this your fetish? Is this really your fetish, Senpai? Senpai starts squirming uncomfortably. It's like she was read my mind, even though that's probably not the actual reason she's being so apologetic. She looks really hot, rolling around in my bed with her shirt half unbuttoned. Yep, it's probably a case of she's supposed to have a different sprite right now, which would probably give me a headache because I would have to censor, and I can't censor 2 videos in the on the same day. Wait, this isn't the time to be staring.
先輩、落ち着いてください。
落ち着けないです。
いや、まあそうですよね。でも俺どきます。すみません。
I finally remember that I'm still straddling her and hurriedly get off the bed. I also pull the covers over Senpai so I don't get tempted. While I'm at it, I turn the lights back on too. Damn, I didn't notice before, but I'm covered in sweat. Thank God I stopped when I did. No, really, I'm glad Senpai stopped me. I mean it. I'm not secretly wishing she'd kept controlling me until we went all the way or anything! What am I even trying to make excuses for?
本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai pokes her head out of the covers, but it doesn't meet my gaze. In fact, she is doing her best to look anywhere but in my direction.
まだ力がうまく使えないせいで、その妄想が垂れ流しに。
妄想が現実になってしまう。
はい。
それってつまり考えたことが現実になるってことですか？
That's OP!
そうです。
すごい力じゃないですか。
でもろくなことに使えてないので妄想ばっかりで。
朝のも先輩の妄想ってことですか？
違うんです。
Senpai shoots out of bed, and this time she meets my gaze.
本当にあれは違うんです。
いや、俺もなんかすみません。
そうじゃないんです。あれは確かに思いました。思っちゃいました。力に目覚めた時、この力があれば漫画みたいにモテたりできるのかなって。でもちょっと思っただけなんです。本当にそうなりたかったわけじゃないんです。それなのに力がうまく使えないせいで勝手にあんな状況になっちゃったり、それともう一人の私がそうしたいって勘違いしてて勝手に力を使ったり、つまり違うんです。確かに私妄想癖があって性欲も強いですが。
Basically, it's a case of she doesn't have her imagination under control. I can empathize with that like hell.
性欲
も人一倍強いですが。
先輩大丈夫です。そこ強調しなくて
たくさんの男子に好かれたいわけじゃないんです。それだけは誤解しないでほしいんです。私はたった一人の王子様と。
王子様。
Senpai covers her face and flops back down onto the bed. She's lying so still that I'm getting a little worried. This girl sure gets flustered easily. Honestly, I want to ask her more about the specifics of her power, but it's probably better to save that for tomorrow. The mood's gotten really awkward now. Plus, I'm feeling embarrassed still.
俺泊まっていってくれなんて言っちゃいましたけど。
I glance over at the clock. It's a little past 7 p.m. Wait, 7 p.m.? Why the hell did I suggest we go to bed this freaking early? Wait, no, that was probably Senpai's power at work. Illusions made me do that. Now that I think about it, Senpai's thoughts are probably a mess right now, huh? He's probably wishing she could crawl in a hole and die.
先輩、今日はもう帰りますよね。先輩？
泊まってもいいですか？
え？
ダメですか？
いや、むしろ先輩がいいんですか？
お母さんに友達の家に泊まるって言っちゃったんです。
はい。
私、友達がいないので、お母さんとても喜んでて、今さら帰れないです。
なるほど。
泊まってもいいですか？
そういうことなら、どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
なら、せめて着替えましょう。ありますし、他にもちゃんとした服ありますし、スウェットとかジャージとか。
このままでもいいですか？男の子の部屋でこういう服着るの憧れだったんです。二度とこんな機会ないかもしれないので。
なるほど。なるほど。
いいですか？
はい。どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。すみません。力を使いすぎたのか。
はい。おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさ
い。一瞬で寝たな。
I get up and pull the covers over Senpai again, then head to the kitchen. If I stay in the same room as her, it'll be hard to control my urges. Grab a water bottle out of the fridge and take a few gulps. Alright, let's process what we learned today. Senpai's power lets her turn her fantasies. Actually, for the sake of her dignity, let's rephrase that. Senpai power lets her manifest her thoughts into reality. Charming people is just one facet of that power, or rather, it's the means by which she's been making her ideas influence the real world. Which means that in order to materialize her thoughts, her artifact can probably exhibit a number of different powers. Is that second personality of hers something that she created with her power, or has it always been there? It's too soon to tell, but taking into account the fact that she can't control it that well, Senpai's ability is insanely strong. Anything she imagines will become reality. Her power can control other people to create that reality for her. It's basically invincible. All Senpai has to do is wish for it, and the evil eye's user will wish for it. Senpai wished for that development back there. She wanted to be assaulted by me. If she hadn't woken up from her delusions, we probably would have gone all the way.
Yeah.
I shake my head, chasing impure thoughts from my brain. At any rate, thank God we brought Senpai over to our side. If she ended up being our enemy, we'd be screwed. All she'd have to do is manipulate us with her imagination, and she said she wouldn't want to do it with just anyone. That she wanted her knight in shining armor. But in her fantasy, she was willing to do it with me. So doesn't that mean she sees me as her knight in shining armor? I don't think I've done anything particularly impressive to earn her trust, but wait, hang on. Am I interpreting this correctly? The Senpai liked me! Well, she did say she wanted to stay over at my place. There's no way she'd say that if she didn't like me at least a little. I'm having a hard time organizing my thoughts because I keep getting distracted like this. Though I'm amazed Senpai can just fall asleep in a boy's room like this. She even said she preferred keeping my shirt on instead of changing it to something more modest. Despite how shy she is, she's more bold than she looks. To be honest, I'm having a hard time getting a handle on her personality. I still remember how soft her boobs felt. Yep, that was definitely supposed to be a CG there. Sorry, haven't done the patch yet. If I close my eyes, the sensation comes back to me. I do my best to imprint that memory onto my brain forever. I'll worry about stuff like Senpai's power and our next course of action later. Right now, I need to focus on crystallizing that soft, squishy sensation so I never forget it. Absolutely can't forget it. Never ever. Morning's here! It'll be from me in a bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and
セーブしました。
see you next time. My fucking shoulder.